Now, Paul Ponders on 95.9 WATD. Be a part of the show. Call or text 781-837-4900. Now, here's your host, Paul Solano.
Greetings and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. Now, perhaps I should be renaming this radio show Papa Paul Ponders because I'm a grandfather. I'm a papa, and I want to just announce that Adrian Eugene Solano, baby boy, arrived this past Sunday, and I'm so happy for my daughter Rachel, my daughter-in-law Alexandra, and 7 pounds, 7 ounces, 18.7 inches. So congratulations, and I got to visit the baby at the hospital with Rachel and Alex, my wife Jackie, and it was just so great holding my new grandson. So it was really great. So the sevens abound in the 7th month. And as a quick side note, happy birthday to Tom Williams, who turned 77 today. So it looks like I'll be playing that number 77 somewhere along the way. But anyways, happy birthday, Tom Williams. But my name is Paul Solano of PS&L Marketing Group, and as you probably already know, I wear another hat as general manager of Pearl Street Station Restaurant in Malden. And a huge shout-out goes to Chef Felipe Fitzpatrick and his culinary team. Chef Felipe is a loyal listener through the Odyssey app. And hello, Chef Felipe. I know you have lots of stuff going on today with Chef Joaquin and also Pizziola Muhammad. And it's a busy day, as always, at Pearl Street Station Restaurant. And a huge shout-out to my great 1215 staff of John, Jen, Nicole, and Dennis. But we have SCOT ALBERTSON, Project 142, and Dedication Around the Nation on the line. Scott, are you on the line?
I am here, senor. ¿Cómo está?
Estoy bien. I hear a horn there. Welcome there. There we go. That's for you. SCOT ALBERTSON, welcome. Project 142. Great to have you on. And I hope you've enjoyed the singing from Tim karaoke on International Karaoke Day.
I did. I heard him. He's right in tune and right in tempo. God bless him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me back, Paul.
Oh, absolutely. It's great to have you on the radio show portion. And you're one of my sponsors on my Paul Ponders podcasts and all. But if you want to just let our listeners know what Project 142 and Dedication Around the Nation is all about, please.
We're celebrating our 6th season of doing it. We started it in April 28, 2020 in New York City at PPI Recording Studio, which is owned by Chip Fabrizi, which, like Pearl Street Station in Malden, Massachusetts, the oldest restaurant operating in Massachusetts for about 41 years now?
Well, we're in our 40th year, but it's the longest-running restaurant in Malden.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Well, Chip, PPI Recording Studio, is actually the oldest official recording studio in New York City now of 47 years.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yes, I've been recording with Chip now. We started it April 28, 2020, and it's evolved into because you've been a recipient of that, it's evolved into a marketing platform for nonprofit organizations such as Gotham Whale and all the small businesses like Pearl Street Station and Paul Ponders podcast series, and artistic endeavors and also environmental causes.
That is absolutely fabulous. And if you want to let our listeners know a little bit about your background, which is quite diversified and quite interesting.
I actually was a police officer back in the day in Norwalk, Connecticut for 6.5 years, and I left that because I always wanted to be in the federal level. And I became a United States Border Patrol agent and was actually working down in Douglas, Arizona as an agent out in the field. And it was a port of entry, and I hung up my gun belt because I knew intuitively that there was something else I needed to do, but I had no bloody idea what that was. And when I left, I came back to Connecticut a year later. I ended up owning a limousine service for 19 years, worked my tail off, and then from there I started performing in New York City as a vocalist 2005 from zero with a band, and ended up building a following in New York City, performed in New York City up until COVID, and ended up becoming artistic director of Project 142 concert series. And I hosted and booked it, but I didn't perform for Project 148, just hosted and booked it. And we paid for the venues for artists and musicians in New York City to perform, and I hosted and booked it.
I see. Well, that's very, very interesting. And in a moment's notice, you may just break out into song. Is that true?
That's absolutely true. I'm going to pick up where Nat King Cole left off. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Don't have to tell a gal and fella about a drive-in or a romantic movie scene. 'Cause at the moment when those lovers start arriving, you'll see more kissing in the car than on the screen. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer, those days of pizza and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You'll wish that summer could always be here. You'll wish that summer could always be here.
Wow. Yes. Wow. Bronx, that is a standing O. That is tremendous.
That's the second verse to the song that you didn't get a chance, that Tim didn't play because of time constraints, I'm sure.
Well, no, we knew that we just had deep down in our minds, we wanted to set the table for you to finish it off, because there are a lot of oh, absolutely, yeah, there are a lot of songs that you really just don't hear the first verse or the second verse or whatever. But I've heard you sing quite a few songs on your dedication around the nation, and it's really, wow, I didn't know that was really part of the song.
Oh yeah, it's actually it's the full second verse to the tune, which he actually does in the recording. It's a very cool song. It certainly suits the time of year. And it's a little nod to Pearl Street Station for their wonderful pizza. I mean, I know from firsthand experience, I've had it many times, that it's a killer pizza, man. It's like the best pizza in Malden.
Thank you. I do agree with you on that. We have a great pie, and it's it's a great pie for the North Shore. But I'm going to introduce our commercials in a couple of seconds. But I will say that if I wasn't rushing back to Malden, I would be stopping off at Bryanville Pizza Kitchen to try their pizza. I have had it before. It's awesome. But it's one of those things that we may have to have a competition down the road about the North Shore pizza and the South Shore pizza, the bar pizza, and we'll have to work on that. Maybe it's a promo, for the WATD department. But if you don't mind, Scott, we're just going to take a break, and we're going to hear from a few of our sponsors. We are back, and thanks for listening to Paul Ponders on WATD, presented by Northeastern Fence and Supply Corporation of Saugus, where they have fences for your kids, dogs, and ugly neighbors. So Scott Albertson of Project 142 and Dedication Around the Nation is on the line. Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing really, really well, really well, Paul. Really, again, thank you. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it very much.
Oh, it's great to have you on. It really is. And now I know you do a lot of work in wildlife conservation, preservation. Also, if you want to let our listeners know, what are some of the things you do in that regard?
Well, certainly one that would be local to you is working with Linda Amato in Malden, Massachusetts, who you know really well, who is also a very dedicated customer of Pearl Street Station Restaurant.
Yes.
And Linda is a sweetheart, and I've gotten very close to Linda over the last couple of years when I met her, rescuing a starling I found on Harvard Street in Malden that was disabled. I picked it up, and Paul Siswert of Gotham Whale turned me on to Linda, and the rest is history. That's where that connection established. But there's also certainly Gotham Whale, certainly Atlantic Marine Conservation Society out in New York, certainly New York State Marine Education Association is another one we've been promoting. And there's just so much. Beneath the Sea is a real big one that I've connected with the last couple of years, and that's certainly through Gotham Whale, actually represented Gotham Whale at Beneath the Sea, which this year coming up will be March 27, March 28, March 29, 2026, and that'll be back at the Meadowlands Exposition Center in Secaucus, New Jersey.
That's tremendous. I know I promoted it quite a bit on the radio with the upcoming event and all, and I hear that it was just a tremendous event as always, and I hear that you made a lot of contacts over there.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Certainly worked the floor big time, and what was even more fun about it was myself, Bob Hilberg, the executive director of Gotham Whale, who you know very well, and certainly Paul Siswerda as well. It was the three of us. And not only did we make a lot of contacts, but it was the first time we actually did a seminar, if you will, for about 45 minutes doing a presentation on Gotham Whale. And what was even more fun is I played cleanup spot for the last 10 or 12 minutes, and I sang Put a Little Love in Your Heart in the Room a cappella and got the room going. So it was just a really, really phenomenal time to not only appreciate Beneath the Sea and what they offer for their 47th annual year coming up, but also certainly promoting Gotham Whale and other organizations at the same time.
That's fabulous. Well, while you mention it, we might as well, if I could put you on the spot, could you jump into an a cappella version of that wonderful song that is much needed in this world?
So this is actually for Grandpa, and congratulations on being Grandpa.
Papa Paul.
Yeah, Papa Paul. God bless you. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I know you're just thrilled about it.
I am indeed.
So, when I am worried and I can't sleep, I count my blessings instead of sheep, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. When my bankroll is getting small, I think of when I had none at all, and I fall asleep counting my blessings. I think about a nursery and picture curly heads, and one by one I count them as they slumber in their beds. So if you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of sheep, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings.
Wow. Beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Congratulations, Grandpa.
Thank you. Thank you. That was beautiful. That really was.
You.
So, Scott, before we run out of time, we still have about 6-7 minutes to go. But I want our listeners to be able to, in fact, tune into your website, your YouTube channel, whatever. So if you want to give out as much contact information as possible, please do, my friend.
Can do. Thank you. My website is www.SCOTALBERTSON. That's Scott with one T. I didn't have anything to do with that. My mom did. So I'm stuck with it. So it's SCOTALBERTSON.com. SCOTALBERTSON.com. Also, the website for Project 142 is www.project142.org. And also the YouTube channel, which all the episodes are uploaded onto for dedication around the nation, is on Scott Albertson on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/Scott Albertson, and that's where you can find all the episodes. Now, it's 5 years of episodes that we've been doing, so it's quite a few episodes. But what's so cool about it is I sing a cappella, just like I did now. I sing a cappella each and every episode, and sometimes we have guests like we had Paul and Bob for Gotham Whale 2 months ago. But what's cool about it is no episode, even after 5 years, is ever the same. I always sing a different song. I always promote different organizations, kind of like what you do on Paul Ponders on your weekly Radio Saturday series.
Absolutely. No, it's really a tremendous thing you do. So do you do this every week or every other week? How does it work?
Yeah, it really depends. It started out as a weekly deal. We did it for about 4 years weekly, but Chip is so busy, the owner of PPI Recording Studio, and I've got other side gigs going on, kind of like what you do, Paul. So really now it's like 3 times a month I do them. But again, no episode is ever the same. But because I do so much video marketing and because I do so much on social media with Facebook and LinkedIn. So even though the episode may be a week or so old, and because I'll be promoting like what you're doing or Pearl Street Station or Gotham Whale, so that episode lingers for the week until I'm back and doing a new episode again. So right now it's about 3 times a month.
I see. Very good. Very good. Do you have any more songs to sing before we start the wind down in about 3 minutes?
There's a really, really cool song that we do. I did it at the Gotham Whale when I was their host back in May of 2024. So think of your fellow man, lend them a helping hand, put a little love in your heart. You think it's getting late, please don't hesitate, put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place, and the world will be a better place for you and me. We'll just wait and see. I'm going to leave it at that. That's a whole song, but I don't want to take up your 2 minutes.
Well, that's quite all right. We still have time to take another phone call, and we see that Bob Hilberg, Executive Director of Gotham Whale, is calling in. Bob, you on the line?
Bobo!
To follow there, my friend.
I love it. How are you?
Oh, Scott's arrived. When we go to different events and stuff like that, he'll just be talking to people, and all of a sudden he'll, come on, sing along. We got like 10 people like, what are they singing over there? We didn't know there was a show going on.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'll show up at the opening of an envelope, but Scott is just really someone who will just break out into tune, in a heartbeat.
Scott, we just got a text on the line from a listener, Tracy, that your singing made her cry in a good ways with a little heart emoji. So thank you, Tracy. You have
Thank you, Tracy.
Powerful
My
effect.
pleasure.
Thank you, Tracy.
My pleasure, Tracy.
Thank you. Thank you, Tracy, for listening and for texting in. And really, Scott, you have just had such an outreach with your dedication around the nation. I believe you're overseas. I believe a colleague of yours is listening in Australia or England.
Yeah, in England. His name is Tom Lawless, and he has a YouTube channel, which is weekly, called The Astro Flower. It's astronomy, not astronomy, take two. It's astrology, tarot card, and energy work. And Tom, I hooked up with him like Gotham Whale, just online. I've never met Tom to this day, but I'm sure that'll change. Point is that he's been so sweet and giving. We do a lot of cross support like you and I do in Gotham Whale, for example. So thank you, Tom Lawless, for your continued online support and helping get out there for what I'm doing and vice versa here.
That's fabulous. And Bob Hilberg is still on the line. How are things going with Gotham Whale?
Well, the most important thing is that you're a grandpa.
Yes, indeed.
That's the elephant in the room, so to speak, or the sperm whale in the room.
Indeed.
Congratulations. I wanted to get that in there.
Well, thank you.
That is fabulous. It's just a miracle that, that we're all here, and we take don't take it for granted. Be grateful for everything, and make the love go round. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. I'm just real snippet, because people love hearing backstories to songs. So the interesting part about Count Your Blessings instead of Sheep is that it was composed by Irving Berlin, and he was having insomnia. So you never know where inspiration is going to come from. He went to his doctor. This is supposedly the story. And the doctor said to him, so what's the problem? If you can't sleep, then go home and count sheep. And that bore a song.
Interesting.
How about that?
Interesting. Well, we're going to have to ponder that on a future podcast, Scott Albertson and Bob Hilberg. But I thank you. And I want to thank you, Scott, for being on. And again, last shout out for Scott Albertson, Project 142.
Thank you, Paul. www.project142.org, scottalbertson.com, 1T.
Works for me. And Bob Hilberg, thanks for calling in. And Tracy, thanks for texting in. And I want to thank you two gentlemen for being on.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, let's get together on the 27th. Anyone who wants to meet Scott, come up to Malden, Pearl Street Restaurant.
That would be fabulous.
You'll have a blast.
Without a doubt, my friend.
Meet him in person. No.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Scott.
And thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, I want you to stay tuned for... Thank you, gents. I want you to stay tuned for WATD for the Memories with Ron Dwyer, the grand poobah of oldies rock and roll. Ron, you are a true leader of the pack with great musical memories of yesteryear. So thank you, Ron. Thanks again to Tim, Arthur, and our advertisers, but really thank you, listeners in WATD world and beyond. Keep Paul pondering. #Indeed.